Songpond TV.
Hi, welcome to Songpond TV, episode number 5. Thank you for joining us again. And if this is your first Songpond TV episode, don't forget there are 4 previous episodes that you may want to go back and have a good look at the techniques and skills there. Okay, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for writing in all of your excellent thoughts, for letting me know what it is you want to see. Today we're going to look at some lead guitar playing. I'm going to cover a step bend, which is a killer technique which has sort of 3 or 4 different sounds you can utilize. And today's tip, I'm going to give you 3 ideas of which you can help increase your speed up and down the neck of your guitar. All right. Don't forget, have your say. Songpond.tv is the website. You need to go there to let me know what it is you want to see coming up. Okay, I'm going to go grab the electric guitar and I'll see you very soon for today's tip and lesson. Today's tip section, 3 things really quickly which you can do if you're a lead player and wanting to get into lead guitaring, of how to increase your speed. There's 3 things. First thing, really straightforward and simple, is actually physics to do with the guitar. Make sure the guitar, the action, what we call the action, now that's the distance from which the strings sit from the top of the neck. So as you're looking down, there's a gap between the frets of the neck of the guitar and the strings. You can lower your action. Now one of the tricks or tips that a lot of lead players use is to have those strings very close to the frets. So there's not a lot of room for you to push down with your fingers. So you don't have to push as hard, push as much, so you can move quickly between notes. Number 2, make sure, it will change the tone of your strings, but if you have a lighter gauge string rather than a very heavy gauge string, another physical thing, and again gauge is referring to the thickness of a string, the lighter the gauge, the same theory applies, the easier it is to press that string against the fret, and therefore the quicker you can be up and down the neck of your guitar. Third thing you can do to help increase your speed, and this may be quite obvious and you may be doing this already, but would be to set up a regular practice routine with a metronome or a click. If you don't have a metronome or a click track that you can adjust the tempo of, pick a bunch of your favorite songs at varying speeds and just play through some different scale shapes and using a click track as your guide, and stay on the metronome tempo, and then slowly over the course of a few months increase that tempo by a few beats per minute each time. Okay, today's lesson, as I mentioned earlier, is on a step bend. Now step bend is a great lead tool at which you can throw in totally different styles of music. It's used a lot in country and blues type playing, and of course the theory is also used in rock, or sort of harder rock metal type style. The theory here is quite straightforward. It's based on a pentatonic, the first pentatonic shape, which I'll be teaching in an episode coming up, or if you are currently subscribed to songpond.com, you'll know that is one of the great techniques that's covered on Songpond. But just quickly going through what the pentatonic shape, which pattern that would be, if we take a look at the fretting hand now, I'm on the 7th fret, in the B major pentatonic position. So this one, of course, 6th string, 7th fret that's our root position, that's our root note. So we've got 1, 4. If I just talk about my fingers, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they're all taking up a fret each. If you already know this, just fast forward. We've got 1, 4, next string, 1, 3, next string, 1, 3, G string, 1, 3, B string, 1, 4, E string, 1, 4. That's just the basic pentatonic shape, and you'll be surprised at what you can actually do with that shape up and down the neck, and how many of your favorite players are already using that shape in tons of their solos. Right, so that's the shape we're going to use. The starting position for this particular step bend that I'm going to teach you is on the G string with our 3rd finger on the 9th fret. So just locked in here, up nice and tight against that fret, and that's the starting note. Bit of vibrato. If you've never done a bend before, this may be quite tricky for you, and you will get sore fingers, but just stick with it, watch closely, pause, stop, and go back and watch again what it is that I'm doing. But simply what we're doing is taking this note here on the G string 9th fret, and we're wanting to bend it up to make a target note of this note. So it starts at this note. We're wanting to bend it what we call one whole tone up to this note on the G string. But we don't do that. We actually just keep our finger in that fret and we bend the string up to that note. And you'll hear, sometimes you may, if you're doing this for the first time, you may not quite reach it. You haven't gone far enough. You need to push a bit higher up and hit that note. You may go too far, you may overbend. And you'll hear that you've just gone too far. It just sounds wrong. With time and with practice, you'll be able to nail that quickly and just hit that target note, what we call a target note with the bend. Okay, the actual technique to bend the string itself, again, if you've never done it, is quite tricky. You'll notice I've got 3 fingers here. I'm not just using my one finger and pushing. I actually don't have enough strength in my fingers to even just push with one finger. I can't do it. I've got 2 or even 3 fingers here, all pushing this string up. And it works by the force actually pushes into the string, into the fretboard first, and then it's like I'm getting up and underneath the string, up and underneath, and I'm then pushing up. I'm sort of rolling my wrist back up. You'll need to rewind this video if you've never done this before and just attempt it on your guitar. If you don't have an electric guitar like this one, you may be using an acoustic. It will be much harder to bend than an electric guitar strings. Acoustic guitar strings are heavier gauge, like I was talking about earlier with today's tip. If you do have an acoustic though, the G string generally is the easiest string to bend, and usually about the middle of the fretboard is the easiest place. So that's why I've chosen this part of the guitar to bend. So you can do this on an acoustic. It will just be a bit trickier. So that's the technique for bending the string. So we're going to there. That's the first part of this bend. That's not the step bend. The step part happens when we reach the top of our bend and we've hit the target note. We actually then plop down our pinky finger on the B string. So we've got our third finger here on the G string, bending up that whole tone. While just as I've reached the top there, I don't let go because it'll ping off and sound terrible. I hold it there and I've got a bit of sustain, and to keep sustain I can use a bit of a vibrato if I need to. But when I hit the top, as soon as I hit the top, I whack down my pinky finger and then strike that B string. So all together, and I'll do this slowly, it should be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you want to aim to do. Now that in itself sounds quite country style, that sort of, which is what I'll get to next. So now we're up there and we've hit our B string, 4th finger in that pentatonic scale shape. A couple of things you can do when you're up there. You could then bring it back down. So I'm striking the G string, bending it up, hitting the B, and then striking the G again whilst it's up, and then doing a reverse bend down. All of a sudden there's 3 different sounds you can make, all with the same technique. Okay, what about if you actually put our 2 fingers in place, same theory, but I strike both strings and then bend up at the same time. So rather than bending up, holding it and then adding the note, I'm hitting 2 notes at the same time and then I'm going to bend. So rather than, I've got both notes at the same time. Well, there you go. Quite simple, but again, hopefully that's something that you can pick up and use straight away, whether you're on an acoustic or on your electric, whether you're playing blues or rock or country, you'll hear something in there that you'll be able to use straight away. Again, next episode, I'm going to cover the pentatonic, that first pentatonic scale position, and we're going to look at other things that you can be doing that will help your lead playing sound really cool. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to have your say, which is you're going to need to go to the Songpond.tv website to have your say. Click the link and let me know what you want to see coming up. I've got next week's or next episode sussed, but let me know what you want to see beyond there. Okay, thanks very much. Keep up the practice and we'll see you again soon.
SPTV, proudly brought to you by Songpond.com, where you learn to play your favorite songs.